Today, Rosalynn Carter died at the age of 96. And as we continue to pay tribute to the life and legacy of the former First Lady, we also remember the effects of her advocacy rippling throughout politics and social issues. Let's bring in Tia Mitchell now, Washington reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Tia, thanks for making the time.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with these social issues: age discrimination, mental health, performing arts. Would you say that these causes saw progress in part because of her advocacy?
Absolutely. I mean, particularly when it comes to mental health, trying to normalize treatment of mental health the same way we would treatment for physical ailments or other types of ailments. Is I think a lot of us take for granted the changes because it is so different now. We are so used to talking about mental health, treatment for mental health, destigmatizing those who are going through mental health crises. That is something that, when she was first fighting for these issues, wasn't necessarily the case. And she had a family member who was institutionalized, which is part of the reason why First Lady Carter had such an interest in this issue. But again, you mentioned other ones, women's rights, even as her and her husband continued to be very active into their later years, a lot on aging and taking care of the elderly. So there's been a big impact left by the former First Lady.
Yeah, and we've heard these very touching words from former President Carter about how she was truly an equal to him. And we know that she sat in on cabinet meetings. She was a cherished political advisor. As a First Lady, how was she an influential political advisor, would you say?
Yeah, he says every step of the way, as his trajectory in politics took him all the way to the White House, she was always a trusted confidant. He says he always treated her as an equal. She was the first First Lady to sit in on cabinet meetings, to sit in on national security briefings, and that caused everyone didn't like it. There was some criticism of the president and first lady while they were in office at the time, because that was unprecedented for a first lady. She said she wanted to be in those meetings, not necessarily to speak or participate, but she knew the people of America, their constituents, might have questions. They might ask her for insight, and she wanted to be knowledgeable of the issues, which is why she attended those meetings.
And Tia, we're almost out of time, but in about 20 seconds, I mean, the Carters lived at their peanut farm. It's a house they lived in until entering hospice care. What, if anything, do you think that says about them on a personal level?
Yeah, even after hospice care, they remained at the house. It shows their roots are in Plains. They never forgot about where they came from, even when they went to the White House.
Yeah, Tia Mitchell, appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.